The first pandemic of the Anthropocene hardly left a stone unturned. Where decades of promoting the concept of sustainability failed, the spreading virus succeeded in the wink of an eye. The collective experience of being catapulted into a way of living within a limited radius, minimal contacts, and reduced consumption provoked a dramatic shake-up of mindsets. It set a spotlight on the relationship between architecture and land, urban and rural, interior and exterior, home and work, built environment and nature. Referring to the official motto of this year's Biennale, "How will we live together?" the Luxembourg Pavilion comes with an exhibition that reflects on these dualities. Exploring ways of reversible living, the installation Homes for Luxembourg offers a vision for a model of repurposing land as new urban commons, a vision providing new forms of togetherness.
I'm Sara Noel Costa de Araujo. I'm an architect working in Brussels and in Luxembourg. I have the great honor that the Luca invited me to be this year's delegated curator for the exhibition. With our project Homes for Luxembourg, we tried to match the question or the topic of this year's Biennale, how will we live together? All the COVID issues that we had during the last year about how we meet, how we work, how we live in that pandemic context. But we also tried to find or to design a living scenography so that the initial program of the Luca, curatorial program for architecture, could take place nevertheless. For the scenography of the pavilion, I choose to invite 3 people, people which are very close friends and where we look in a way at the same way at architecture but in a very different way too, because we are all very specific. I invited Koenraad Dedobbeleer, which is an artist and which is very intrigued by architecture and by its details. So for modular housing we thought that having his eye of details would be very interesting. The structure we developed is a very open structure, so just a back wall and 3 open sides for every module. So it was very important for me to invite Ester Goris, former colleague of me, which is textile designer, to give the intimacy of spaces that are needed in a house. And Arnaud Hendricks, which is a researcher at the KUL, and voilà. We are here in the first module, the entrance module, where you can see the very simple structure that shapes the project. So you have a floor, you have a structural wall, the ceiling, an opening which is in every module, a circle with an edge, which is actually also the shape of the entrance door. Every module has this opening, which is either a window or an entrance, and has one asymmetrical column, which you can change from spot. You can put it on the left or on the right side of the module, depending on how you want to combine it. Then we enter here the kitchen module, where you see how the furniture can be placed. So the furniture is always foreseen at the back along the structural wall. You can see again the opening, which in this case it's not a ceiling light, but it's like an open window to the sky. And here you have the curtains, which are used to close off the kitchen, which take over the grid of the kitchen and the grid of the paneling each time. You have here the big opening, which was the entrance next door, and which is here the window of the kitchen with little circular add-on. So if you cook, you can have a nice view. The module which structures most the house, it's the bathroom unit, where you have the toilet and the douche. Again, we have the game of the double door. Always one door which opens and closes 2 spaces. The bathroom, you have the sink in the opening, and we have the same detail of the window there we have here in shape of a mirror. In the shower, we have again the circle with the edge, which hosts actually the technical space and where you can have indirect light coming from above. Here we are in the bedroom, the most intimate space.
Hello, I'm Ester Goris. I'm architect, textile designer, and as a part of the team I was mainly busy with the curtains. In the pavilion there are two curtains, one in the kitchen, one in the sleeping room. Actually in the sleeping room there's two layers. They make it possible to really change the pavilion in different ways. For instance, in the kitchen, it closes the kitchen, or it can be part of the space and really make it into 4 different rooms.
In the game of the dots, Koenraad Dedobbeleer inserted 2 spotlights. What is really important is the systematic modular construction, but we want to show that the detailing is very important, the space dimension is very important, and the opening to the exterior, to the common space.
Hello, my name is Koenraad Dedobbeleer. I'm a visual artist and a scenographer. In my work I was making already a lot of furniture and the like, so these things are what I mostly worked on, apart from the collaborative project that is behind, so that's the whole structure. So the oven or the fire pit or whatever one would call it, here in the exhibition functions, I would say, as a sort of metaphor of a project to come, the project of the commons.
So when we look from here, we see clearly this very closed back facade with these regular door openings, which are either door or windows, and a very, very open front side, which opens to the garden and which really creates this interaction with the nature and the outside, which is important to us, and where we insert these elements where people can gather around, like ovens, tables, chairs, fountains, whatever the people would like and need.